Any more?
Nobody's getting out of here alive.
Holy.
Better start running now.
I'm gonna be up north the whole time. I already got my.
I like your shirt.
community.
Let's see your plane ticket.
Oh, we got,
Hotel reservations.
I can sit here, want me to show you mine? Sal.
You and I already talked about it. Yeah, you're excused. You should already show me your plane.
We need to start. Yeah.
All right. You are, man.
I call to order.
I'm bugging it for 2 weeks.
Call to order 7 o'clock. Sorry. Stacy, do you have roll?
Yep, yep.
All right, I'm gonna call the meeting to order at 7 PM. Motion to approve agenda as follows. I did add light up the lake event before recycle days. That is the only change in the agenda. So.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve by Bob. The second by Amy. All in favor? Aye. Cool. Motion to approve secretary's report. Everybody that is a member saw that. Did everybody see the minutes?
Yep.
Motion to approve. Can I get a motion to approve? Zach, and then I'll get a second by Ed Woolman. Motion to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None. Motion carries. Treasurer's report. Dave?
Yeah, here's the treasurer's report. Because this financial period started before the end of the half. I've included so it's still it's tiny print.
Tiny writing.
But next week you get or 2 weeks from now you'll get the a large print version for
We can share.
a few weeks.
Those of us that need that.
Yeah, zoom in on it.
So we had just a handful of transactions since the last meeting. We paid for food at block party number 1. We had a debit card charge at SLI for $68.58.
That is for the fix-it stations for the logos.
Fix it
Stickers.
Yeah, stickers. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I'll clarify that one.
thank you.
Yeah.
So that's not reflected up in the job cards, which I
No.
don't have there.
No. I had to reflect the Monroe Foundation and GMACF, and then some extra logos for the 2 stations.
And then we deposited money for the block parties, 2 sponsors, and we made payments to Creation Highway for some charges related to recycle and charges related to block parties, and those are separated there. Josh, I have a question for you about the recycle stations or the recycle marketing charges.
Yes.
Are we receiving money in for those charges, or is that our contribution to that project?
I believe so, just because I know the charges for household and scrap tire might drive up some costs, but we can probably, I gotta figure that one out.
Okay,
Yeah, so I mean,
let me know. At
Yeah.
this point, it's coming out of
general,
the general fund.
okay,
So
I'll figure it out. Or let me work with
see
this.
that right now our balance in the bank is $149,535.63. And but of that, $34,595 is pledged. There are a couple of things that so we've got at this point about 14,900 in available funds. Out of that 14,900, we've also got, assuming that we end up paying for the recycle, that would reduce that number further. And I'm assuming that the bike fix-it stations and the blue ball are eventually going to be positive numbers. And so I'm less worried about those, but in any case, that's what the money that we have on hand at this point. Okay.
Question, did you only pay Creation Highway once? for my block party, or is that what the idea is?
So that's something else that you and I have got to figure out. There's a charge for $184. It says Creation Highway. I don't see anything in our,
That's why I asked you guys a week ago.
Right,
I
yeah.
thought you should have got paid once.
But-
Oh, all that.
and I don't know if somebody had given me an estimate of that bill or what, but
Probably be here.
yep, well, she's not gonna have an answer to it either. You'll have to do some research. Yep. But you may have $184 more than that shows. Right now it shows you got $890.
Because I think we're still waiting on a $200 check for a sponsorship for Block Party too.
I have a question on the veterans. Is
Yes.
that because the pay, it went
Who's
through PayPal? Is that why it's only
That's right.
145? Okay. Alright. Instead of the 150.
I don't think it's okay.
And
We need
Sorry?
Okay.
Do we need to send Sal and break some kneecaps?
oh,
Take some Xanax, think that might work.
that's the report that you received.
A motion to accept.
Motion to accept by Baldwin, second by Sal, all in favor?
I,
Aye.
Who's first?
I did.
Baldwin. All right. Speaking of, going on to old business, I'll light up the lake, kick it over to you, Baldwin.
Just to give everybody a heads up, we're not doing Light Up the Lake this year. It's something we're gonna push off a year or whatever.
But it was sure fun playing that.
It's a cool idea. So
It
we
was
need to,
awesome.
yeah, we need to make sure that Timbers knows, Mac and Cheese. Who are the dedicated people? I don't remember now. Frozen ice, dogs, hot dogs,
Yeah, cookies and cream.
cookies and cream. We need to let them, so
I'll tell more house.
let them know I said I'm sorry.
could you just enlighten us as to what happened with all of that?
So, yeah, I spent too much time working on the city stuff. and I don't have time
Just
to,
want to focus on other things.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's just not gonna happen this year.
and so next time when we go about it, let's get more help. 'Cause
We have plenty of help, but
It's
Okay.
fall.
it just couldn't happen this year.
Thank you, Dave. Recycle days, I got 3 volunteers signed up for 8 AM to noon for this first e-waste and shred day. If you guys want to volunteer from 8 AM to noon, it's plenty of volunteer opportunity. And then we got the block party that following day. Is that, yeah.
Not the following day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then Michelle, yeah. So, yeah. So that's coming up quick. Everything went out through the taxes and mailers, and then we just got yard signs out too. So we're plugging along there. So,
Where-
By the way,
where is
Stacy.
it's at same place,
there's a fee
DPW,
For that, the red trailer.
DPW.
If you want to move that trailer, it's probably fine. Just like
I
take,
think you already got.
you got the tables and chairs out of it,
I didn't get
or
the
tables.
I didn't
sorry,
get the tables out yet.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Do you need, a-
I-
You already have a key.
I got a key, so.
I'm just gonna make sure you have a key in case.
Yeah.
I sit down. If you need to move the trailer, it's fine, but just understand it's a little,
I'm giving it to Zach. He's more responsible
you gotta handle that trailer with care.
than I am.
Yep.
Okay.
Get the trailer next to it.
Hit the trailer next to it, sideswipe it as much as you want.
It's not there, though. Where's the red?
It's there. It's next to Sal's trailer.
Yeah, we're-
Yeah, there's 2 white ones. I didn't see a
It's
red one.
behind the door. Right by the house. It's on the, behind the end of the parking lot.
All right, so that's all I got for recycle days. Do you want to kick it off about poker?
All right.
Yeah.
So the Suns didn't sign up as much as we had hoped, so we have lots of times to fill. So we need help. So anybody in town? Mr. Snyder's already working for
Do
it.
you mind going over the rules again for how that work as far as spouses and things of that nature?
I need 2 people.
What are the
Per
dates?
shift.
Okay,
They can be a spouse, and
21st to 24th.
they have to be a member of the movement for it.
they
You have
do,
to be over 18. Or 21 preferably, but they're, I think over 18 rules. Other than that, if you can breathe, you're in.
I can ask, what's the date on it?
21st to the 24th. So on Thursday, let's do the urgent shifts first. On Friday from 3 to 8:30, we have 2 spots open. On Saturday from 8:30 to 2 a.m., we got 1 spot. Sunday, we need 1 all day, all shifts. And then we also need 1, 2, 3 the middle shifts. We have tons of spots to fill. In town. Friday, 2:50. 50 to 8:30. If you I thought you could do Friday, so I'd move to Thursday, but if you can do Thursday, that would be awesome, because then I can go see Indy play and then I'll work Friday. Does that work? So you got Thursday and Friday. Cool.
That shot beat.
Thursday, can anybody do 7:30 to 11:30? That's the easy fill-in shift.
Wait,
And it's not essential. Rather somebody 8:30 to 2 a.m. on Saturday, and then one of the shifts on Sunday, because we need both filled. What everybody yell once. I can only write so fast.
Fix-It stations, cement pad is now installed. Thank you, Swag. Thank you, Zach, Ryan, tremendously. We got to get them installed. I'm going to try to get them installed next 2 weeks for the bike pump and Fix-It stations, all in that, waiting for logos from SLI, and then we should be good.
Just an update from Nature Park.
Yeah.
Sounds like we finally have the okay to move forward with Nature Park, so I'll have the official word this week or next week. It's taking a long time. Nature Park. So once we have the okay for Nature Park, the BMX place, we'll have a good location for that, where that's gonna be,
Perfect,
and then we'll put you in after that's.
Yeah.
The sod and everything's been moved.
perfect. And then, speaking of updates for the solar compactor, I did meet with Stevens, did meet with the city administrator. It's a go-ahead to install one in Tolan Square tentatively. If not, we can move it, so they're totally fine with it, so got city approval on that. Finally, they're willing to work with us on that regard, but then segue onto Tolan Square. So I'm not sure, Snyder, Baldwin, myself, I'm not sure who wants to kick it off.
So we got Delta Blow. And, just, I would like to say that I apologize for speaking on behalf of the entire organization. That was not my intention. I was simply kind of talking about the dire straits that we were in. I know that we have committed members that are excited about keeping this thing afloat and coming up with whatever options we need to do. And I apologize for speaking for the organization.
I was gonna say, I don't think you really, I think, to be honest with you, Dave, I think that you represented the organization with honor and respect. I think that you did a good job speaking for many people. So I think you did a really good job. Furthermore, I wanted to say that I think that your Facebook post was extraordinarily well written and thought out. It's okay to be passionate about it. And it's okay to allow people to see your passion, because we have passion. And you do a very good job at representing us. And I think that you ought not, I agree with Sal. You don't need to apologize for showing it.
Yeah, so but I want everybody to know that my first Facebook post was, casting unfair light on Move Milan Forward as the organization. And I think there's more that this group will do and can do. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I'm committed to work with Move Milan Forward. I'm taking a step back from whatever the city decides to do. But whatever Move Milan Forward wants to do, I'm like, let's go do it. So I'm excited.
Move on forward, like it work poker.
I think the wife is gonna be a little upset that I'll be out of town.
I'm bringing.
It is her birthday, remember that, Sal. So, that being said, where we are right now with the city is they've created a subcommittee with Shannon being the chair for it. The members haven't been selected. We don't know what that means. We don't know what the next steps are. We don't know when the next meeting is. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, Dave Snyder is one of the members of that subcommittee.
We have an idea when they might have that available for us to know about.
Whenever it's posted, we can, share it with the group, and
Is it a priority at all?
I would assume, it sounds like it is. Everybody's saying it is.
So I'm interested to find out about, because clearly all of us will follow that very directly. So I'm curious to find out when they will post who will make up the subcommittee.
I
So,
would assume it's at our next meeting,
We'll certainly talk about that at our meetings as a regular part of the
next city
report.
council. And I would also assume that they're gonna probably post the meeting notices on a regular basis on the
When
website.
is the next city council?
It was Monday, but next one's July 25th.
So,
So
Don't go there till 7:30.
Unless there's a work session
Well,
posted.
Oh, I know.
in that case,
Oh, gotcha.
I'm so sorry.
I thought there was a work session each time, so
I just feel like I live at the city, so I'm just there all the time.
you got a cop.
Yeah.
So you said
he
20,
didn't just do another tour, because he didn't pass us.
Well, I was there a little bit early,
They ushered.
because I had Parks and Rec. I had Parks and Rec there.
city council at 7.
So I think,
7:30 usually.
Secret Service.
so I think the goal of moving on the forward is to come up with a plan B. And maybe we can have a little open discussion about what some people would like to see and what's possible and that kind of stuff right now. I think the priority is to work with the city and try to implement the plan that, Toland Square was, because our donors paid for it, our organizations that connected with us paid for that. And I think that's the easiest path if we can figure it out. But I think it's on us to kind of figure out a plan B and plan C and D in case that falls apart.
the executive committee of this group has met a couple of times since the last meeting that this group had. Executive committee can't take action, but it can make recommendations. And they made a couple of recommendations that I'd like to know are out there. One recommendation was that we be very careful about trying to preserve our operating reserves right now, because we figure that money is going to be important at some point for this or anything else that we do. And so preserving our reserves is going to be important. The second thing that they did, and this was really after, we met once before the city council meeting, once after the city council meeting. After the city council meeting, both Dave and I had spoken at the city council meeting about the very difficult spot that we felt like the city was putting us in, and that it might cost the future of the organization, that we might cease to exist. And after the city council meeting, we got together and said, I think that what we have to do is to focus on just working together, make sure that the organization does survive. And we're going to better accomplish that by not bringing that topic up again, and instead focus on our future as opposed to frustrations about the past.
I agree full-heartedly.
Forward. Yes.
Yeah, I agree full-heartedly. I like the idea. I like the idea of the original idea of pressing on. We're always going to back that up because we've already done so much work with it. I also like the idea of plan B, C, D, whatever, how many ever. I think that what it did in the long run is really instill the importance of this project to not only us, but also the city. And maybe introduce the idea that otherwise wouldn't have already been known to some people. So I agree. I think we should press on with this. I would love to. I feel a little bit removed from it, and I'd like to be more actively involved in it in any way that I can for the benefit of moving Milan forward and for the benefit of Toland Square in the long run. So please let me know if that.
Well, based on what Dave and what Josh put this on the agenda for, I think that it might be a good idea just to have a short brainstorming session. I don't think it should be the only thing on our agenda tonight. We've got other things to do.
Yeah.
But if we can devote 10 to 15 minutes to get any thumbnail ideas that people have, and the goal maybe is to set up a working group of some members who take a look at those ideas and any others that they come up with, and keep those handy for us if Plan A isn't possible.
You can also integrate other ideas into Plan A in the event that might work out better.
Possible. So let's talk about what Amy was talking about earlier. You want to kind of pitch your idea?
Sure. Well, first, I just want to say I did come away from the meeting not feeling great.
Yeah.
I had a very, very sunken feeling, and I did not say anything publicly, but I echoed a lot of what you said in your first post, Dave, because I, for one, have been a member of this group for many years now. Talked into it by my friend Dave Baldwin, and I absolutely 100% do not want to see this organization. I will do everything that I can. I've already talked to people about floating us personal loans to keep the organization going. So just so you know, we got some friends out there that are willing to work with us on my idea, I was getting my latest tattoo and I looked across the street and I said, wow, there's a lot for sale right there. Why don't we just, okay, I'm not going to say exactly how I said it because there was some language towards the city that may not be super flattering, but.
So we have a child over here.
And that.
Go ahead, Francois.
I essentially said, let the city just have Toland Square, do whatever they need to do over there. And we'll just take our money, talk to all of our donors. I'll personally even call every single one of them if I have to for you. And we just make our own place. We make our own square. So that's where that idea came from. Out of rage came a different idea. So I would like that to be a Plan B possibility. And then I talked to Jillian about it, just because we're friends, not as a moving on forward member. And then we happened to just run into Ed that Wednesday night because he thought there was a meeting and we were here. And he and I had a cocktail and I told him my idea too. And the three of us started talking about it. So. The lot is for sale for $99,500. It is for sale, yeah. It is, remember we think, we have not done any legwork on how we can purchase it.
If we did that, we could great bricks and we could giant pizza.
But we could use our engraved bricks in any way we want.
Awesome.
Because they're not going to be tied.
We do have bricks.
Because we wouldn't be tied to what the city's vision for that space is either. And there's no pipes to dig out. There's none of
That
this.
can we make Dominic paint this wall?
Well, just so you know, Dominic is a very, very huge supporter of moving Milan forward. I may have had a conversation.
And
with
this
him.
project.
Yes.
And this project. And he does not want, and I'm speaking for him because he told me this personally, he does not want his donation back. He wants to see his donation go. I think he even said this to you. He wants this to go toward some sort of something moving Milan forward related as well.
Well, the work, the piece of work that I did, start working for the mortgage, where banks don't do mortgage on Right,
commercial property.
right. Greenstone does. Greenstone handles farm property parcels.
Okay,
For $100,000, need 20% down,
okay,
and the rest can be a mortgage,
okay.
be X number of years.
The challenge in making that is that I think we would be hard pressed to get an appraisal for $100,000. So what they would finance is 20% of, or 80% of their appraised value, which might be 60,000.
I was gonna say, what do you think? You would know.
Uh,
You would have a better idea.
Less than 100.
And we won't know all those details until we get into it, right? I mean, that is something that if we really do use this idea as a plan B and we start digging into it, we can start digging into it and see if it's even viable. It just came to me and I trusted it because I thought, well, wow, this just came from me and then, you know.
So idea number 2.
I'm fine with it.
As long as the old man
What's that?
doesn't.
I'm fine with number 2 if we need to have that in.
Henry Ford,
No, the man that owned that.
you know, Henry Ford used to go into that
Yeah,
spot.
I know. Singing.
See his mistress.
Kids, I would on this.
We'll get Sam's.
Can you give me just a brief description of what plan B is?
I'm sorry?
Sorry.
Plan B would be buying the old Danube lot, the little park right next to Dominic.
That's Dominic's office.
But this is a brainstorming session for various plan B ideas.
Yeah, this is just my idea
So-
for a plan.
So
Well, mine,
What other
Jillian
options do
and
we see?
Ed's combined, our idea for plan B was to
Also, if you
create-
have another idea, we'd love to
to
hear that.
create
too.
Founder Square, because that piece of property is for sale. And that was Ed's idea. That was
Very
Ed's
good.
idea. Yeah, and it's adjacent to all the parking, like Josh said, we could rent it out. We could, whatever has happened,
Charge the city trickle.
whatever's happening in the city on that night, we could have something there, you know?
Fun deal.
A lot of us are friends to Tony. We could even involve Tony with his liquor license and maybe serve out of that spot. I mean, I think the possibilities for that spot are endless, in my opinion.
Sure, if we needed a realtor, my wife could do it and
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
we have
donate
a
to the
few
commission.
Realtor friends that are also.
maybe not
very
use
good
that.
friends to me.
So I think let's open it up to any other possible ideas. Anybody else have anything else? Although that's a fantastic idea. I love it.
I think the best we can do right now is start thinking about it. Ideas. They have their own lifestyle.
I agree. Let's drink about it.
Cheers to that.
Here. I like the idea, specifically about having our own place and being able to name it our place, moving Milan Ford place. I love the idea of donating the entire area for the founders. I don't think that it has to be at that location, but I very much like that location. We could look into, like you were saying, Gum Park, but we could also, that side of town though, for whatever reason, people just don't want to go. When the little pharmacy was there, anything, those curves was there for women years ago. It just, for whatever reason, does not work. People just don't want to go there.
Town, man.
I got
That's it.
I got But it would be something that, I mean, I would, so other locations that would be more financially feasible, I think would be a good plan C, D. Because
Can I just throw out another idea?
yes.
Hey Sal, what's the address of your location?
Hey-oh. Where you at?
135 First Street.
That's not my address. Let's go. I'm saying, if a fire happened to start downtown and a lot burned out a certain building and there was a vacant lot,
I trust the garbage you're gonna smoke at home.
it's happened before. I'm just saying it may happen again. Who knows?
Get massive with it, or do video.
We've got it on video.
We'll just back it up. We'll just back that up.
That's not going on YouTube for a
Yeah,
while.
we'll take that part off.
I have a question to answer.
If there was another spot, I think it's still a viable idea too. I mean, even if it's not that spot.
I just,
That's about so good.
it is really good for a lot of reasons. It is really good for.
It's adjacent, What's it for sale?
Whoa, sweaty.
Is that for sale?
Yeah,
Look
it's
at
a
it,
sale.
look at it. And you
What is
got
for sale?
the original barber.
Barber shops, so.
Oh,
And there was 2 lots there.
I think the thing to do would be to take the empty lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave the other lot there.
300,000.
Something, yeah, it's way more than.
Well, it has a functional building on it.
And it has-
So there's 2 lots there, so it's possible to just buy the vacant lot that's next to it.
Is the old,
Is it raised?
not separate?
I don't think he is.
No.
However, maybe it's possible to work that deal.
Down at Barber Shop.
And I think Dave has a spot available downtown, right? That's not being used right now. So, maybe,
I don't think it's a square or a park though. If it's- if
maybe
it's
he's willing to
inside-
donate it to our organization.
If it's. in-
Sure.
Take a vote on it.
Snyder's.
But I think it's important to just like, while you're driving around town, just look at things.
Yeah,
Look at
I
that.
love the idea of us having our own, in the event of course, the original plan is where we're aiming.
I'd like to throw out another idea that I think the group should consider if we're looking at plans. That is that I think several of you I've talked to about what I thought might be the next project after Tolan Square. And I've always felt like one of the things that's missing from downtown Milan is any three-dimensional art in downtown. And I think that you could use a lot of the plaza stone and a lot of the wall stone, create a base for art, three-dimensional art, and commission some art to go downtown. Different towns have different things that we could commission artists to do things on themes that we chose.
If Dundee can do it, we can definitely do it.
Or whatever happened, it's probably been a good 5, 6 years now. Because I remember when you were in high school, whatever happened to, they were having students present, art students present a piece to put on the side of the buildings.
They're talking about the old box, that fire barn at some point in time for that, and I don't know,
There's a lot of different buildings.
they ran
Yeah,
it.
it was, what if we did something like that? Because everybody's so much trying to get the teens involved. Why don't we seek their, so I'm not saying be tacky, but they have to present something, that, like your theme. And have, some kind of contests, of local students, or
Anyway,
students.
just a different sort of approach than building a Tolan Square on a different lot of land.
What's that missing?
And there are probably lots of other ideas to consider
I
too.
think it's under contract.
So that's what I was gonna ask about after the camera goes on.
So,
The Masonic building is under
Yeah,
contract
yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
So I think what I'd like to do, like if we're gonna wrap up this kind of conversation, is maybe we create a subcommittee to begin to explore some of these things. So we have a point that we can come back to for our meetings and kind of like figure that stuff out.
I would like to be a part of that.
You know how these things go. If we start a subcommittee, we have to have a chair.
Correct.
Is there anybody interested in being a chair
I
for
would
this?
share, I would be willing to share that.
You want to chair that?
Can I co-chair it?
I'd like to be on that as well, if possible.
Well, the only reason why I'm doing it is.
because you're counting on me.
That's
raising your hand, too.
Is anybody else interested in being on there, on that subcommittee?
So,
So too.
second,
All right, we need to,
and myself.
we need to have a vote for that.
Yep, all right. Can I get a motion to start Plan A, B, and C subcommittee for Tolan Square?
I'll motion.
I'll second that.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries, none opposed.
Okay,
Perfect. Let's get at it.
all right. Well, we are, I'm assuming.
Yeah, Veterans Day. Yep, yeah.
What's the idea Just-
Yes.
That's too bad, because I'm in the middle of a fundraiser. Yeah.
Who else wants that?
Good.
So I have a check for you. Ta-da-da.
Thank you.
You know,
And so that's our third, that's 2 banners.
Sid, I need to be able to attach,
so, they pick-
do I need to be able to attach
Thank you.
The names,
these of fundraisers?
I know who they are. Yeah, I can tell you. Do you want me to just send you a text or
You've
something?
got a record of it.
I do. It's Lisa Straub. It's her dad and her son. So, yeah, my folder is getting pretty full. We are up to 23 entered into the system.
Awesome.
And we have 7 more that have not been entered yet that are coming in. So we're right around 30 right now. So
And the target is.
the target is 50.
50.
So I'm really, really hoping that with this next push, those of you who are on the subcommittee, you know, I've been bugging a lot on the Facebook Messenger to get it out there. Thank you so much for sharing. I know Drew was gonna share too. And then Josh, Waringa, he was gonna try to come tonight, but they're in the midst of moving, so I think that's why he didn't make it, but he is going to mention it at the next Legion meeting. And try to get the last push for the actual Legionnaires, who we have quite a few who still haven't signed up.
Let's do each one.
I've not seen that one
I
yet.
haven't seen that one.
No.
either.
Oh, so I know you want to do
Okay.
like 2 or 3.
Oh, awesome. Yes, so and really, now that we're right at this spot that we're in, we only have 20 left. So we're really hoping that the few, like I keep hearing, oh, I want to do 2, I want to do 3. I'm really hoping that those come through because I really would like to get to 50. We'd really like to be able to go over 50 and then go back to the city and say, hey, you know, we need more brackets because we want to do more than the 50. So, but that's where we're at. Yeah, and if anybody wants to see one, it's on the opposite wall behind the blackboard right there. When you go back out, the example banner, that banner will be fun. It's on this wall, but it will take home, so. So that original is done. So I have been suggesting to people that they pay in check or cash. I have offered to pick up multiple things to make that happen. Because I don't want to have to do the PayPal if necessary. Because we still want that 100 to go to the Legion. And then we will have an outstanding amount that we will owe SLI. It's all said and done creating all the banners, so.
Oh, see, that's probably what that money was for, the sample banner.
No, it's under my name.
It's not under my name. Or it would have been under Jill, Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, it's under my name. Sample banner.
No, that SLI,
No.
there was a debit.
It was for a charge for me.
You were
Yeah.
the one that used.
Yeah.
I don't have.
No, I don't have the card either.
Oh.
It was,
So I actually know a couple more bucks. So I think I can cover it.
It's.
I don't
Same thing
know
would
that
happen if it's a credit card.
I don't know that the sample banner was paid for yet. I don't know. I have yet to meet with
I
Jill.
have not, I'm pretty sure it's not paid. for.
Okay. Okay. The day I picked it up,
If comes from us.
Jordan did not mention it the day I picked it up. Josh and I picked it up together actually. And he did not mention it. So I don't know if Jill paid for it or it's just an outstanding at this point, because he knows more coming in. So,
Is that discussion pretty much over? That's the question.
One more thing.
Yeah.
Motion to have movement on the forward pay for sales banner.
yes.
All in favor, say aye.
Thank you.
Motion to have two banners for sale.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
Are you letting us have them?
What happened?
Your banner.
What about it?
Are you gonna let it happen?
No, he's not. He's having the brewery paying for it.
I already talked to the owners. They
But
said
you're
good.
gonna give me the picture and the information. Or you're gonna go online and do it?
Oh, I don't know. I just got the part.
So we can fill out tonight.
I say, can we pay one more
Information tonight.
banner?
Yes, you do. You
Because we
know
got
you
another
know.
empty crowd.
I'll do it tomorrow.
I think that's already taken care of.
He's like, I'm entertained tonight.
I think you already know.
Oh, and just briefly, FYI, and I don't know, if you want to tell the Suns, what the Sun.
So it's for. Oh, you can, who's gonna pay attention?
The Suns,
No, the son, Josh came up with a great idea of sponsoring a banner for Angie, bartender Angie. And it was cool.
Beautiful.
because one had not come in.
Yeah. And I just,
Josh and I discussed. it. We have a sponsor for that.
perfect.
Josh told him last night. so
Okay.
he's
What about
very-
Josh Lorraine?
Oh, he's
his
already,
wife was the first one to put one in.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Rick's is, we had an anonymous donor who wanted to purchase a banner. This is not that. Someone from the community. And
Whoa,
so.
really mysterious then.
Secrets don't make friends.
I guess it wasn't his girlfriend in China.
And so we chose Rick as the recipient. Josh and I, the two chairs of the committee, made an executive decision. Because Rick is a friend to both of us, and I was a friend to his wife. So I think that she. Yeah.
Very nice. I think everyone is very happy.
I think she would really want to. She's.
Yay. I'm
Very
glad.
good. Yeah, very good.
Free.
All right.
I just have a quick question that I want to ask, and I hope it doesn't bother anybody that I ask this, but I'm not on social media. But I did hear from somebody that there was some social media pushback about Phoenix coming to Milan. Regarding the veterans banners. Has that been significant pushback or just
I haven't heard.
Just one person.
one person? Okay.
Where do they live?
I know where they live. I know where they live,
Yeah.
but I didn't know who it was. I don't know this person, but
What's the initials?
RH.
Oh, I know. I have an
I
idea.
think he's the favorite.
You know.
Only one.
I just wanted
The only
to,
one-
because we may get other opportunities.
So have somebody commented on that?
Just the one.
It's the one.
I think just the
What?
one.
Has anybody from our group commented on that?
What post
comment?
was it?
Okay.
I think it was
For the
deleted.
most part, just to leave it one.
Yeah.
Was it on a post on the Friends?
No, I think it was when you,
It was,
Is
it's
it-
on yours.
Is it not clear that 100% of our funds that are collected are going to the Legion?
That
They don't-
person was just, I don't know who that person was, but he was the one that kept coming back and coming back and coming back. That just completely hacks.
Oh, I was just one of our donors.
That, I don't know.
All right.
If that's all we have.
Thank you.
yeah, I'll say, can I, Stacy Blackbirdies, can I,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I got some time, sorry. They're going good. We have one this Saturday. Silky's got the flyers and they passed them out, almost 2 weeks ago. And whoever fixed my banner, thank you. The corner I know kept falling down and I kept wanting to get up there and fix it. We have the banner. Patrick said we can keep it up there till after the last one.
Oh, perfect.
Banner on the. So
it's-
there, I told him just to get a hold of me if I needed to move it or do anything. I got approval from the city. I can put signs out anywhere I want. Well, city property. Thursday and then Saturday. Each block party. Saturdays is at Ideal Street. It's from 4 to 8. I think Tom is taking the tractor.
Oh,
We did a
cool.
trailer. We thought it'd be easier just to get it with the tractor.
The big trailer,
Uh,
stage trailer.
Next step.
I would assume so.
Yeah, oh, yes, sorry, big trailer, yes. He says he's gonna take the tractor and go pick it up if he can.
Does he need to get a hold of anybody to move that?
We needed a key.
He needs keys.
Yeah.
Somebody.
I do, yeah. Yeah, I,
I'm gonna give it to me.
yeah,
Yeah, he'll, this one's the, that'd be easier to take tractor and grab it.
Yep.
That'd be neat.
And
Like a picture. of
Yeah,
that.
get a photo.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not exactly sure, we had 100 hot dogs left from Eagle Springs. Took them over to Zilke's, and Zilke's is sponsoring their own block party, so I took it. I think that's it. Sorry. The other two, one is August 4th,
Yeah.
Thursday.
first Thursday night block party ever.
Yes.
First one.
It'll be on Thursday,
Yeah.
it's like at 5:30, and
Yeah.
it's kind of on the corner of D and
Mission.
Ave,
Yeah.
August 4th, Thursday. And then September 17th,
Yep.
Saturday, that's in Meadow.
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Miami Christmas
I have 2 frisbees if you need.
for that game.
And yeah.
I know we want to kick off the community swing discussion. Snyder, you and I were having some talks about the swings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we need some. So one of the things that we talked about at that executive committee meeting was whether there were any projects that we wanted to put on hold because where we were with Tillman's Square. And so there were 3 things that we talked about. One of them already got resolved. The lights on the lake is not going to happen. There's the Boo Ball.
Which is gonna happen.
And we think it probably would happen. But if there's any concerns about that, because it's a big money thing, but it's also good earnings too.
Mhm.
There's money up front and then expenses, earnings after. And then the third thing was the swings, and that was really the thing that we wanted to talk about most with the group. I can see it going either of 2 ways, the conversation going either of 2 ways. This is a tough time to go and ask for money from folks when we just already collected money from most of the people who would donate that sort of money. We're talking about $2,000, give or take, based on the plan we talked about a month ago. And yet I think we're going to people that we can have that conversation with, and they understand where we're coming from. And so maybe it works. But I have a contractor who we awarded the contract to after our meeting a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I put off a meeting for a couple of weeks now. I told him I'd call him tomorrow and let him know if I could meet him on Friday. And so the question is, do we want to go ahead with that project? Or do we want to move ahead and talk to donors about that? Or do we want to hold off on anything that involves?
Are you
big
chairing,
sponsors?
that?
It's co-chair.
I've been the contact person. It's been Josh and me. And I think Zach. I'm part of it.
Yeah,
That's part of it.
Yeah.
Are there any permits you have to pull?
What's that?
Are there any permits you have to?
We'll
pull?
need contracts with the city.
You'll need,
Contracts with the city.
I see, okay.
Yes, we will.
We also
We will be checking through water lights too.
need a
Yeah,
lawyer.
because I feel like because of the maintenance thing and all that issues, like I feel like we need to make sure that that is taken care of before we move forward with big projects like that. I don't know, it's my take on it.
It's just a spring.
Yep, it is.
Yes,
You're right.
it's wood, it's a metal.
100% you're right.
You know, some kid vandalized it, it's gonna go fix it.
Use those 2
Yep.
things.
Yep, that'll be contract.
So switch to the Parks and Rec's responsibility.
So there's currently our responsibility to build, right? But there's maybe we pass it off to Parks and Rec for them to build.
Okay.
But I think if we're looking for a revenue generator for our organization, I think we facilitate the whole thing and, you know.
So
make it
I'd like to interject real quickly. I think that in my mind, it was up to us to gather donor sponsors, get okayed locations from Park and Rec, hire a contractor, build the swing, make the sign, pass it off to Parks and Rec for maintenance of the swing after the initial.
That's
So we'll have to have a meeting with Parks and Rec for sure, because it's their property. So
That's
we'll have
what
to
they were
get-
supposed to get involved too.
we'll have to get their sign off on the locations and
They have somewhat done, like, so while I appreciate what you're saying, I kind of want to, let's get the ball rolling. I really don't want too much of a bump in the road while we're working on Toland Square. We still have other things that we do represent. And we are a forward motion organization. And so I'd like to continue to be that. We do have donors that are really committed to the idea of the swings and already willing to pay the amount of money that it's going to cost.
so for the record though, we have changed the price of what it costs from about $1,000 to about $2,000, maybe a little bit less. So
That's
just,
because it's a much pricier project than we thought.
and now we have a contractor doing it, so it's a whole thing. So we need to do two things, right? We
Well,
need
one of your
to,
guys is right there. So
need-
that's, you know what I
we
mean?
need to reach out to Parks and Rec, have a presentation at the next meeting. And then we also, and then we need to reach out to some of our donors and say, is this still a possibility for you at this price?
So the people that I've spoken to, it is, but that is unofficial.
But that's not all of the swings either, right? That's just a
Three.
couple. of- So we need 7 of them, right? So we're talking about
Six, and the contractor provides the 7.
So we still, so the contractor
6
will be the
locations.
sponsor at the site.
Right.
Okay.
Let me ask you something. Given the past recent experience, wouldn't we need to get something in writing?
Yes,
Ironclad now.
A contract,
yes,
it's the city's responsibility, our responsibility
yes.
before we go ahead.
That's how it works for now.
So how do you want to proceed with that?
We meet with Parks and Rec.
Okay.
Get the okay for locations. Make sure that we have support from Parks and Rec. Once that happens, then we submit it to council and make sure that there's a contract created and we go forward with it.
All right, so are we on the question?
So we have to decide.
We're gonna vote on it.
Put it to a vote.
Motion to go forward with the community swings.
I'm gonna motion.
Zach,
I'll motion.
second by Joanne, all in favor?
Aye.
No, any opposed? None, motion carries.
Very good.
Halloween party. I know we still want to proceed with that and go forward and still prep?
That's how I feel.
Yeah, yeah. All right, do we need, do you guys want me to do another motion for this one?
Yeah. let's-
No, I don't think we need to decide we're moving forward or not. I think
Yeah, we go.
as long as it doesn't change, we don't need to make any action.
Perfect,
Right.
perfect.
We still haven't locked down music.
Yeah, that's my bad.
But we've got the, yeah. And then I need to figure out cost wise for food and decorations so that we can approach some sponsorship.
We need to have a meeting with
Yeah,
Angie.
we need to.
Angie would like to meet with the subcommittee. She's mentioned it to me a couple times. Yeah. She would like it to be an endeavor that is both moving Milan forward and long-term. Right.
It needs-
I think it would be robust to do that.
It's a very promising years forward.
Of course.
Potentially with like a 50-50 or something. I think Angie has some ideas that she wants to discuss with the subcommittee because they were gonna have. She would like to.
Until
She's
everybody.
being generous in embracing the idea of us doing it together,
We
but
go halvesies on.
Yeah, that's what I told her. I'm sure that we will be open to having that discussion with the student.
As long as the expenses are paid, that's fine.
Yep.
Go ahead, she's on the revenue. Or net profit.
Now is the final reading of our bylaw amendment for dissolution. Section 2, in the event of moving my own forward shall need to be dissolved in any reason, all assets shall be sold and all the proceeds will be donated evenly to Compassion Ministries, Aid in Milan, and the American Legion Post 268, Milan, Michigan. So that's our final reading. This will go through our bylaws now, and I'll send everybody a mass email for our new bylaws, just with the attached dissolution.
I think it requires.
Yeah, all right, so. All right, second. So, yeah, slack. Amy yields, all right,
Because I'm.
all in favor?
Aye.
None opposed, motion carries. Cool. Looking ahead, block party and recycle days in July, so please come out. Please help me recycle some stuff. I got 4 volunteers, technically. So we need more volunteers if you guys are willing to wake up at like 7 a.m. We're meeting at the.
I could probably show up for that. I can't be there all day.
No. So
Be there to set up.
I'll be there all day. Yeah,
This Saturday.
This Saturday, what's that?
8 a.m. to noon.
Shred and electronic waste.
Like 2 hours.
Yeah, whatever time you can donate, I'll take anybody.
Take 10 to 12.
I could probably give 7 to 9.
But I don't think.
Oh, we can.
I'm sorry, like,
Do we want to
I'm
make
gonna
it
prep my daughter's graduation.
Is it
I'm sorry, dude, I gotta
DPW?
the house ready. I gotta everything back.
Yep. I'd say, I could donate. Yeah, just fix for recycle, dude. Yeah, okay.
But if.
Yeah.
Michelle, see you.
Yeah.
Take care.
Yeah.
Works.
Block party, August 4th. I do need help. I was asked from Aid in Milan and Milan Healthy Summers. They want to use the event trailer for Touch a Truck on the 21st. I need somebody to pull the trailer.
Time out for a minute. Instead of pulling, but instead wants to fix the brakes first.
Talk about that break, that,
Brakelet.
electric brake.
Brakes on the trailer.
That one that was cut up to.
Cool, that's fine, but also DR trailer has always been interested in the maintenance of that trailer, so. But if he's willing to do it, it's fine. If he knows what he's doing, then by all means, go for it.
My mom taking it.
So Ryan can pull it. We need it there like by 4. It's a Thursday, during third Thursday.
Thursday at 4.
Yeah. If not, they need somebody like in town, and yeah. I wish I had a pickup truck right now at this.
We can install it, John.
So I will be here. Well,
This is gonna be cool.
oh, my Jeep don't pull it.
No. You could probably pull the red trailer for that.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Perfect. If I ask him,
What's that
if I ask him.
for the touch truck?
For the, pull the trailer, you can drive it, as long as you're like the driver, you can drive my truck and pull the trailer.
That's fine. I can, well, it's my wife's birthday, so
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
probably not a good idea for me to do it. I might be able to sneak out early. I need to.
Josh or anybody.
We're gonna.
I'll be there the whole time because I gotta hang out with.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll figure it out. Just
Yeah.
Send a message out to the election and we'll,
Yeah.
I'll make it happen.
July 21st.
Okay.
Smack and cheese said, okay.
What?
Amy Timbers.
Did he say why? Yes.
I'll just have her reach out to me and I'll talk to her about it.
Is moving man forward voted to do a banner for Swicky, right?
No.
Or did we not?
I had you for veterans banners. I thought it was supposed to be a part of that.
Motion to put a banner together for so I can,
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
Yeah.
None. All set.
And we're.
Thanks, Swat. Thanks, Swat.
Yeah,
Good move, man.
and that's it.
Stacy, you got that?
None opposed.
All right, perfect. All right.
Sorry. You're on number.
We appreciate you, Swat. We appreciate you. We have no idea how much we appreciate you. So. All right, perfect. All right. And then please sign up for poker if you can. We need to make money. Black Party finally on the 17th. I'm going to kick it off the roundtable. Welcome to Moving Mountain Forward, Cliff Franklin. And you get to talk about what you want to.
I wanted to come for the 20 square project.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for coming. Welcome. You're always welcome here. Open to everybody. So
It's kind of a good group. We have a little biased, but whatever.
We have a good time though. Should definitely join.
Yeah.
let's see, how do I want to popcorn it? I'll go along with that.
Thanks everybody for the support and everything that's gone on the last couple of days. It's sucked a lot, but you know, we pulled together as a community and we work through this. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna get it done. So thank you all.
Proud to have you on the city council. Proud to have you a member of this representing this organization and proud to call you my friend.
Thank you.
100%.
Snyder.
Actually, I have a few things.
Oh, Lord.
First of all, just a heads up to folks. One of the things that we've never been able to turn over to the city or anything else to do the maintenance or care of is the winter lights. And we're not gonna, I won't raise it again for another month or 6 weeks, but this fall sometime, it's a lot easier to do it in September and October than it is in November and December. What's that? Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to either set aside money for somebody to do it, or get licensed volunteers to do work because the paid attention to some really bad spots in it last year, but it's been 2 years since we paid attention to things that worked. It doesn't look fully right, and if we just turn on the lights and
I agree.
at the Christmas parade, it's not looking good.
Is there any option for metal clips for those bicycles?
So can I interject real quickly? I can only speak on behalf of what I know from 20 years ago, my hometown. They actually don't even have them on clips. They have them on very thin boards and they have them in place on the boards. And so when they just kind of remove the board and work on it and then put the board back up there. So you're not taking each individual light down. That seems to work. It does cost a little bit more money, but the maintenance is.
So anyway, that's something we're gonna have to deal with.
Yeah, that's more just a local at.
Right.
So,
And the cost of lumber too.
Okay.
Let's be fair about that.
um,
But metal brackets sound great too.
a couple of other things. I had 2 people who asked about coming to tonight's meeting and both non-members. And I discouraged them. Well, I discouraged them from coming tonight, but encouraged them to come next time. I think we'll probably have a new member next time, somebody on Danielle's staff, Danielle Grassick's staff. We're also going to have somebody next time that is working to start a community theater for this town. And they're looking for something to serve as a nonprofit to give them a operating base. And so she wants to come and throw around some ideas about that, Josh. And so let's
I'll put
welcome
her.
our guests next time.
Yep, I'll put them in for the 27th.
With her, I told her to expect it. We probably listen to the idea next time and discuss it at a meeting after that.
It's the same thing like what we did for the healthy summers and
Yep.
all that. So same Amy,
All right. Now that I think we're officially out of the woods on potentially doing a bus tour. I won't be planning one for the rest of this year, but I'd like to shoot for a spring bud bus tour. Going to dispensaries.
Okay.
What do you think?
I'll play. Let's go.
support.
I think that that's great. I think that if we do bourbon bud, something like that. Bourbon beer and bud, something like
Bourbon
that.
beer and
Nah.
bud. We're still kicking around.
No, let's
the
just do
idea.
week. Let's do one topic.
We're still kicking around the idea. I mean, you can drink on the bus. We can't smoke on the
You could bring things on the bus.
But you can drink on the bus, and you could also go to different
It's a
dispensaries.
brave new world.
It really is. Okay.
I'm saying you can't smoke it, eat it.
Since
Yes.
Edward was out of the room. It's twice as old as most of you.
Hey, Dave, are you done?
Oh my. Oh my. Oh my.
I'm sorry, it was so. It's a low hanging fruit here.
Yeah, so we're still kicking
I
around.
love
the
you
idea,
dearly, Dave.
But I would like to include at least a dispensary. I think we need to embrace it. I mean, most of us embrace it anyway.
I think it'd be a lot of fun. I also think it'd be great if we could start at the dispensary here in town. If it's built by then,
If it's built by then.
Is there?
I think it'd be a lot of fun. We don't have the policy done yet.
Waiting for 2 months, 2 months, 3 months.
Well, we're hopeful that we'll have the policy kind of crafted at our next city council.
And that would be
So
my
we'll
goal,
see.
is to start, I would start and at the one that's in town, like we have done with the bus
Yeah.
tours.
Yeah.
All the other bus
Yep.
tours, because we
Yep.
always want to promote our local.
Yep.
So I'll get you keyed in first thing on the 2023 agenda for a subcommittee.
Yeah, so if you used to be on the bus tour subcommittee, expect me to resurrect that thread at some point.
420 all night.
I'll change.
Oh, man, let's do it on 420.
Yeah.
Amy, what date are we?
Uh,
Let's do it 419.
It's gotta be a Saturday.
Well, on side note, we're gonna have to start the subcommittee in November. I dialed my motion back.
Okay.
I dialed my motion back.
Let's do it for Saturday at 420.
Or hash bash day.
Not hash.
No, just kidding.
Anyway,
And that's.
move along.
So. Swag, other than sign up. Swag, do you have everything? Okay. Zach. Stacy.
Two things. So I'm glad to hear about the banner sponsors, because I did have a city council person ask me 2 nights ago if we delegated that. Have 1 or 2 sponsors or whatever. And I said, yes, I thought so. So she'll be happy with that. Very good. Basically good. Because we were sitting there talking after the 3 of us, and then we talked about the banners.
Wow.
I know.
Maybe just reach out. Just reach out.
Yeah, reach it.
Maybe Dutch wants one or something.
Is there another one? Dutch is already in the system.
Yeah. Oh,
Donna did.
Yeah.
it for Dutch.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I sent that to
Yeah,
Donna.
she was just asking if there was.
She's talking specifically about what each other wanted to do.
Oh, I don't know. She just had some, yes, there's bad money set aside to sponsor 1 or 2, and I said, but, so that was talked about.
You know what? I'll reach out to her because I want to know if she's specifically talking about that one.
Maybe she wants to sponsor, throw some money
Okay.
or something.
All right, I'll reach out to
And then the other one was, there was. Did we talk this year about it or last year? There might have been talking this year. Are we just, I would still like to, if we have to wait till next year, talk about the community house again and what we can do for that. Because it's a big deal, and I know there's still a lot of talk around town doing stuff, something like that.
her. Parks and Rec is on that.
That is part of the service, but yeah.
I think Parks and
To the alternates of the Tolling Square.
Not a bad idea.
As far as I know, there's nothing being done on Parks and Rec right now. Community house.
Seems like more.
But one of the things that the city council did at their last meeting is they set up a historic district commission. And part of the reason for doing that is because that, setting up that commission and then applying for historic status for that building would make it eligible for grant funding from the state.
That's what I was at.
And so looking for matches to that. It might be a year or two down, 2-3 years down the road, but that's a route that we could get $200,000 into that building.
Oh, it's
And
beyond the
that would make
scope
it-
of even the cash that we have for the.
Yeah.
It's- Yeah, okay. When Dundee remodeled and redid and got grant money for that Ford mill, it was, yeah, it was upwards of 500,000
I would anticipate.
yeah, as a historical. That's it.
I was gonna say that's probably the same.
And that is, yeah, it is part of the old Ford mill system.
So maybe,
It's old in City Hall and a dam.
Yep.
I would like everyone to know that the pool at the Quality Inn is finally up and running. Holy shit, that took forever. But it is in fact back up and running. So I'm going to, what's that?
I can go swim.
Well, it depends how nice you are to me, Holly.
Wow.
Thinking about swimming a lot.
It's like, oh, I don't know.
I have a hot tub, but that's it. You can't really see.
But I am gonna open that up to, I do have, there's a couple of firefighters that bring their kids. They used to bring the kids up to the Milan one. I did invite them to come up too. I chose them, obviously.
What if we had a Milan Forward member party day, swimming?
We could absolutely do that. Banana hammocks only.
Done, that's easy.
My only rule.
Got it.
What?
Let's go.
What?
Working poker that day.
We could do that. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, so that's all I.
Oh, thank you, Joanna.
You're welcome.
Add woman.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
Gotta follow that.
The closing, excuse me, the closing date on the current GMACF grad cycle is going to be closing on Friday the 15th. Now, what's going to be really interesting, what happens after that? Because now we are in the new era of how we evaluate grants and who signs off on the grants. So there's a lot of uncertainty. The really interesting part to me is one of the requisites was that we GMACF put together a grant distribution committee. And the GMACF committee wasn't even meeting. There was no communication, no nothing. So I took it upon myself to make it happen. And now I'm starting to get WTF emails.
Mhm. What do you know?
Those are fun.
Huh?
Those are fun.
Yeah, those are fun. So it's going to be interesting to see how this shakes out, because on the grant distribution committee will be some of the same folks that have been part of the old regime, but there'll be other folks who don't know or care about the history of that. They just want to do stuff. So it's going to be a really interesting mix. So I'm really excited about it because my whole mantra, the whole reason that I got involved in it and basically dragged everybody along, I said, look, guys, we are in the 60s, 70s and beyond. We're not going to be around much longer. We need to bring in younger folks. We need to look 5-6 years down the road. We can't just look 1 year. See, and I haven't had that conversation with my peers.
Was it our meeting down in Monroe when she asked us if we wanted to serve on a grant evaluation committee? I attended the meetings, someplace signed a sheet, indicating interest in doing that. Maybe it's when I'll bet it was the meeting at the Owl when we met with the two of them,
Well,
right?
there's gonna be 8 people there. Josh is gonna be on the committee.
Okay.
Remember, I took 4 others?
I think I put my name on the list.
Yeah,
Or
well,
email. We get even.
the response I get, are these all from the same group?
Oh,
This is, well,
right now, and yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, just let them know there's only like a small group of people that actually do shit in this town, so like, it's all the same people.
Right.
Just be like,
right, but it'll
Yeah.
be cool.
When are we meeting?
Yeah,
I responded to an email today saying I'll do a Zoom call,
right,
and that was about it, and then we somehow got
so
to
who,
meet.
do you know who is on the committee?
yeah.
It should have
Okay,
been,
I gotta
saying
do this-
something.
I gotta do this slowly.
Okay.
it should have came from Brittany
I
Novak.
know them all. Okay. Um, Executive Director of the Chamber,
Tim Roney?
Tim Ronan.
Right, yes.
Jill Tuesley is gonna be on it.
Okay. Josh
Right,
and Nate Norman.
Nate Norman. I'm just looking at the new folks. Anybody else? 4. The others that are gonna be on it is me, Todd Smith, Eric,
Schultz.
I'm sorry, Todd Schultz, Eric, yeah, Paula Cartier.
Yeah.
Yeah, she volunteered, good person. And I think that those are the, what I'm really excited about is new. Monroe did want a broader representation, the broadest possible representation. And I think, then there was a question. One of the major concerns from the emails I got, well, so many people are going to be on this committee whose organization is going to be applying for grants. I says, well, then you recuse yourself.
Yeah.
It happens all over the country. Right. You still have 7 votes. It's a no-brainer. I don't know why anybody
I
said.
don't know that you could do it any other way,
Yeah. In a small town, it would be impossible to get 8 or 9 community activists to be part of that committee who are not part of something else. I mean, so we're gonna be meeting in the next 2 weeks, and it's good. If I survive that. But it's fine. Change is good. Right? I think in the long run, that the coming together of GMACF and Monroe will be beneficial. I think so. So,
Good for you.
Good job, Ed.
That's awesome. Putting that together, getting it going. Chugga, chugga, choo, choo.
nobody returned my emails, nobody returned my phone calls.
Oh, that's sad. I'm sorry.
Okay, your turn.
My turn. Yeah, volunteer recycle days, block parties, both same day. Let's just, bring your stuff, help out, have a party after. So good times. Silky Farm stands open, blueberries are in. We're pretty much making pies every week and selling out, so that's been exciting. And if anybody knows anything about wasp stings, please see me after. I got my first one 8 days ago, and it's now swelling and like having stinging hives and stuff.
Baking soda.
Mud.
Or go to the doctor.
I saw him on Monday. It
Okay.
was fine on Monday.
Yank it out with your teeth. Cool.
You had a deprived childhood.
Truth.
No, I actually remember as a kid sitting at the lunch table outside, eating my sandwich, and then bee came and landed on my hand. And I just was really calm. Just like still and let it fly away. And ever since then, I've just always been really calm around bees and never had an issue. And I was trying to get wheel the trash can out to put it out of the curb, and there was one of those mud wasps, and it was making a nest under there, and I didn't see it. I just went to kick, and it caught me right on my ankle. So
It also.
Yeah.
Hurts like hell, doesn't
Where it's at.
it took the shit out of me, but hurt so bad. Now it like itches and like it's pain in my butt.
Right.
So anyway,
We got a plethora of activities this weekend. Please come out, show up. We're gonna keep on moving mountain forward, brick by brick. We have roadblocks, we're gonna come back stronger. We fight. This is just my mentality. We're gonna keep going no matter what. I'm gonna go till the wheels fall off for you guys, and the wheels fall off for this group.
Yeah.
So,
oh, and thank you, everybody. Josh, Dave, for all your hard work on the whole thing. That was my first meeting. I know it was really hard. Shout out to all you guys. Hard work.
With regards to the subcommittee for Plan B. Right? All right. When you meet, call me.
Well, we're gonna meet for you. The other day, but you have to go, so.
motion to close the meeting at 8:20. Now we can chat and so far.